said, thank God it's Friday. Yeah, boy. Oh, man. Thought I'd just jump on here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Got another funeral coming up tomorrow. I'm going to be there. Michael Bleckley's funeral was a lot. Yeah, I don't know how many emotions behind that. Then tomorrow is another one, you know. Lost Sharita. A memorial service. Yes, a lot going on. Yeah, a lot going on. Yeah, 2024. Oh, man. Yeah, man, I just jumped on here. I ain't gonna stay on here long. It's the microwave. Hold on, let me get that motherfucker out. Alright, yeah, I'm back. But yeah, a lot going on. I think I was watching YouTube. I was watching YouTube earlier, and looking at that. What's his name? I think his name Pastor Floyd or something like that. I think he's from Memphis or somewhere. Yeah, that's rough. Good guy, altogether. Good guy. Very unfortunate situation, you know. I think they said he got shot, you know, outside of a tavern or bar or something like that. That's rough. That's real rough. And from what I hear, he was a, you know what I'm saying, good guy. He was actually, you know what I'm saying, about the works. You know what I mean? He wasn't just talking, you know what I mean? We got a lot of pastors, preachers, false teachers, just a whole bunch of, you know what I mean, clowns that's out here, you know, professing God and this, that, and the third. It's like, everybody know the real from the fake. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the dangerous part of, I guess, being somewhat godly in a sense. Because, again, people do know the real from the fake. Bro was really putting in work in Memphis. I, looked at a couple of videos in terms of his contribution to the community and to even young black males. You know what I'm saying? So that's a huge loss for Memphis. I got some homies that's in Memphis right now. Yeah, that's a lot. That's rough. And it's tripped out because, you know, for something like that to even happen to somebody like him, it's very unfortunate. But I think too, and I'm not judging because I was, you know what I mean? I go out still today, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't no preacher, no pastor, no nothing, but I am I'm very vigilant when it comes to being out and about, you know what I'm saying? I watch everything, and I watch energy too, you know what I'm saying? I think that's, you know what I mean, being a pastor, you know, and coming from that city and how many people he's helped and so many things that he's done just overall, and it was all real. It wasn't like he was fake or nothing, you know what I mean? Bro was really out there in the community doing him. And really helping, you know what I'm saying? So that's real. That's a real sad situation, but you have to be careful, especially, you know, being out. I think they say he was out at like 12 o'clock midnight. You know what I'm saying? And when people drinking, not saying he was drinking, but somebody was drinking. You know what I mean? I looked at her mugshot, and she wasn't even remorseful. Even in the mugshot, like she was like, And that's the thing. You cannot win an argument with a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I don't do it. I don't argue with women about nothing. I get out of their way if they acted crazy. You know what I mean? And being that wasn't his wife, yeah, man, bump her. No, she shouldn't have never really was taunting him. But that's the thing again, when people are drinking and you in that type of environment, anything can go left. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I was just out this weekend. You know what I'm saying? No, last weekend. I'm sorry. And one of my homeboys got into an argument with a female, and I rushed over. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. You know what I'm saying? Because I know. You know what I mean? Again, but I'm like that. You know what I mean? I watch out for people that I'm out with. You know what I'm saying? And I'll try to deter that situation immediately. Because when you're intoxicated, you don't have that much control in regards to how you address certain situations. And even though I drink, I'm still able to, peep the scene, you know what I mean? And try to bring a resolution to it before it gets out of hand. And that's even if I have to get in between them, separate them immediately, whatever. I'm willing to do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't going to take those type of risks. And I get it. And I wish it was someone there with him. And I don't know if it was or not. But, you can't win no argument with a woman at all. Anybody that's been in any type of relationships or just anything, like, bro, you're not going to win that because in their mind, they're going to always be right. No matter what you say, you can say valid points to the situation. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So it's like to lose somebody like that to some BS, it's really weird. You know what I mean? It's weird, and you just have to watch over your whole mind, body, and spirit when you out and about. Especially being in his position, you know what I mean? Because he was like a whole pastor, so it's like, bro, like, come on, man, like, you should be aware, you know what I mean, and more aware of knowing who you are and what your capabilities are and what you have done. You know what I mean? You have a history behind you in that city. So it's like, nah, bro, you're going to be attacked. Yeah, all God's people get attacked, man. Like, I ain't no shaking that shit. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you can't put yourself in those type of situations either. You know what I'm saying? I think, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't be able to go, you know what I mean, have dinner at 12 midnight at a bar, just whatever he was doing. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be able to do that, but you got to be conscious that who you are as an individual and your deeds and the things that you've accomplished in life, that can rub people the wrong way. And I'm quite sure she was, if he was having something to drink, or even if he wasn't having nothing to drink, I'm pretty sure she was trying to rub that shit in his face in regards to him being out. I think the video showed her with the video camera towards his license plate before he actually stepped out of the car. Unfortunately, that man lost his life in a split second. You know what I mean? And he's a pretty big dude. Yeah, I thought he was Shaquille O'Neal. Stepping out the motherfucker. And by right, and she told him over the video. I just saw it moments ago. But she told him straight up, like, I think she told him like 3 or 4 times, like, don't walk up on me, this, that, and the third. And, he was already heated. And yeah, that's just, I don't know, that whole situation is fucked up. But again, people, especially if you a man of God, or just, even if you ain't a man of God, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, you could be a street dude, it don't matter. Like, you're not going to win no argument with no woman. And I learned that at an early age. There's nothing that you're going to say that's going to convince that situation. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, that's a big loss. And again, my homeboys that's down there in Memphis, they gave me a call about it when it actually happened. And, hey, all I can say is, hey, you got to, I think Reverend Brackett said it best. I think it was a sign hovering over the pulpit, get in your place. You know what I mean? Know your place, get in your place, and stay in your place. Some to that effect. But yeah, that's a real thing. You have to, you know what I mean? Because you cannot play in the darkness. You know what I mean? You can't, and not saying he was even out there playing, but you can't be around darkness, you know what I'm saying? And you full of light like that. Like, that's not going to work. Like, ain't no way in the head. And I know it because, you know what I mean? I stick out like a sore thumb too when I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a light. I have a difference about me. You know what I mean? When people look at me, yeah, some of the females, they might be, some of the females, it might be lust. You know what I'm saying? But overall, they can look at me and tell, you know, it's something different. You know what I'm saying? Not just because he's handsome or this, that, and the third, he tall and all this shit, but it's something different about him outside of everyone that's here. You know what I'm saying? And I've witnessed that, you know, a lot. And again, if they can see that on you, don't get it twisted. Old girl saw that shit on him too. And he have to understand. He should have understood that. You know what I mean? I wish that he could have just really been in knowledge and in tune. Because I mean, he was basically telling the youth not to do type, you know, engage in certain situations and shit like that. So like, you got to practice what you preach on that. Because again, if people can see that light on you, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people that I grew up with, that, you know, I lost, when I was going to church with, they have to understand that they are different. They are a different breed of people. They're not to go and play in the dark because they may not come out. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I was a part of both worlds, whether it been the church or the streets. Both of them was kind of like on my shoulder type shit. So it's like I can adapt in any situation. But everybody don't have that. Everybody can't swing that, you know what I mean? And I went through a lot in the streets, you know what I mean? And I was similar as far as what he was doing, as far as in the community and stuff like that. And I still was being branded as some evil person. So I had dirt thrown on my name, even though I was doing good. However, you still have to be mindful of who you are, as an individual and what your works are. And you have to protect it at all costs. Because again, the demon, it only takes 1 second for the demon to just come to a person and whisper in their ear and say, yeah, go over there and tell that motherfucker, you ain't got no business. You ain't got no business off in this motherfucking club anyway. What the hell you doing at this bar? And you supposed to be a man of God. You know what I mean? And I know it ticked them off. I ain't saying that's what she said, but in my mind, I can visualize that whole shit, and I ain't gotta be there. You know what I mean? Because even if it's about religion, because I think they did mention something to that effect on the news, that it's a situation where the argument was basically about religion. You know what I mean? So, and they didn't want to quote it, but come on, we can put two and two together and see what that shit is. You know what I mean? You know, she was on one with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's very unfortunate. And again, you just have to be mindful that you're always under attack when you are a good person at heart and you try to do good in this world. There are entities, you know what I mean, that we can't visually see in the physical. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got a female barking and talking shit, but behind that avatar, this avatar of her, because she wasn't just an overall unattractive woman or nothing like that. I think I've seen several pictures of her. But again, it ain't about the attractiveness. She had a nice body on her and everything. It ain't about that. When the demon comes and he talks to them people, they listen. Yeah, they fucking listen, yo. They listen at that shit, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, they listen at that shit. And they act on it. Again, I'm pretty sure she had a couple of drinks, you know what I mean? So we know what time drinking is, you know what I mean? Drinking opens your ass up to many demons, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't drink to get drunk, and I don't drink to overdo it or overindulge in that shit, you know what I mean? Because I know what time it is. I've been there, done that, you know what I mean? I drink now, and when I go out, I sip very lightly, you know what I mean? Because again, the wrong spirit can come and start talking to you. And you can find yourself in a whole bunch of situations. And again, I done woke up in jail from being drunk. So to allow spirits to enter the body and act out can literally cause you to end up in jail or dead. It's a real fucking thing. People can act like it ain't all they want to. I don't give a fuck what somebody acting like. I know it to be true. Again, because I done live the shit. You can't tell me nothing about it. I know what up, boy. There's so many things flashing in my mind right now about this topic. But yeah, it's a real thing. So again, being in an environment like that can happen. So my condolences even to, his family and her family as well. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the demon does. You know what I'm saying? He seeps inside of the body, take it over, make them act out. He got 2 for 1. 1 in jail, 1 dead. You know what I'm saying? Or 1 have to live with it. You know what I'm saying? For the rest of her life. Even if she might get off on it. I'm thinking she'll get off on it just because how big his ass was. You know what I'm saying? Approaching her. And he was going off of emotions. You know what I'm saying? And with her, I guess, man, ain't no telling what she said. Again, leading up to that. But again, as a man, you can't, don't argue with no woman. Bump that shit. Yeah, bump that shit. Yeah, because you ain't nothing you gonna say is gonna change that situation. Because the demon done already took our ass over. You know what I'm saying? She in there sipping good. That demon said, yeah, look at him sitting over there laughing and talking like he's supposed to be some God man and he offering this. You know what I mean? She acted right on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the demons do. Some people will say that, okay, well, that was a decision she made on her own. Some people will go as far as to say that's a decision he made on his own because he was driving the fuck away. And he the one decided to get out the car and walk up to her and address her, you know what I mean? And but not knowing that there's always a deeper root. And that root is unseen demons. I can speak on it because, again, been there and done that. Ain't no need you trying to tell me shit. You can't tell me evil spirits ain't upon us. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, you ain't gonna never convince me of no shit like that. Now, you might convince me about, inaccurate stories about the Bible or Jesus or God even. But far as that spirit shit, no. You ain't gonna never tell me no shit like that. I'm sorry to tell you. So, again, we have to be very cognitive of our decision making in terms of when we're out and about, and just knowing again who we are as individuals. We're cut from a different cloth. I'm totally cut from a different stone because to me, again, cloth is soft. It ain't shit soft about me. So at the end of the day, very man, that's a very hard situation to live with. He was a family man, married, and it wasn't like, and I'm not knocking you, but I gotta say it, I don't give a fuck. Again, this is my life. I speak how the fuck I want to speak, and ain't nothing but truth gonna come out of my mouth. You don't like it, you don't have to watch the live. I don't give a shit. I'm not on here trying to get paid. I'm not on here trying to do shit for clout. I utilize Facebook as my diary. You know what I'm saying? Period. It's simply my diary. So yeah, but getting back to what I was saying, in retrospect, it's a situation where that was a good dude. You know what I'm saying? And you could see it in him. Because some pastors don't even care about the youth. You know what I'm saying? And if they do, they trying to go up in their booty hole and some more shit. Yeah. Yeah, they on that type of time. They ain't trying to look out for no young. Yeah, come here, boy. Yeah, that's what they on. You know what I'm saying? Dude wasn't on that type of shit. He looked like a real dude, real man. He wasn't feminine, none of that shit. None of his attributes, because I watch. Yeah, I look for all details. Yeah, you know, especially when you say you a pastor, that's the first thing trigger me. I be, yeah, let me see who the fuck you really is. Oh my God. But yeah, um, yeah, dude was really on real time in that city, man. And again, people like that, the demon seeks to destroy. Yeah, man, the demon gonna come at your ass, man. You ain't no shaking that shit. You just can't set yourself up to be in that type of fucking environment. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go into the demon's playground, man, yeah, yeah, man, it's the inevitable. That shit is gonna happen. So, yeah, big loss for Memphis. Um, that shit is, because we ain't even got real motherfuckers out here like that. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I think that's what fucked with me the most about the story of the situation. You know what I mean? We ain't got a lot of motherfuckers that's really about that life for real. In regards to, inner city youth and just, helping, period. Especially out of the perimeters of the walls of the church. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, most motherfuckers don't do community outreach shit. You know what I mean? Not for real. If they doing it, they doing that shit for some show. We know. You know what I'm saying? That shit is old. You know what I mean? The bullshit that these motherfuckers be doing just for clout and trying to act like they, yes, I'm in the community and we're giving out baskets and turkeys and all that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Wasn't they doing that shit in New Jack City? Oh my God. This is a toy drive and we're, you know what I mean? It's like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's real shit going on out here. You know what I'm saying? Give me some eggs. Oh my God. Yeah, eggs. Egg prices is on the motherfucking rise. I need you pastors to pull up, you know what I mean, with a truck full of the bitches now. Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh man, that's funny shit. But yeah, I don't see what the fuck he thought. Stepping out there on that little bit ass woman anyway, though. You know what I'm saying? But the demon had him too. Yeah, had him caught up on words and shit and emotions and shit like that. Yeah, fuck that. A lot of females done got in my face arguing about shit. That's why I get away from their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I know. And I'm so deep on it. I remember, man, damn. I remember this female, and I told her everything she was going to do before she did the shit. So, like, yeah, man, I'm on point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, who you are matters. You know what I'm saying? You might not think you nobody. You don't know where you rank, in spirit. A lot of us don't know. A lot of us is unaware of where we rank in spirit and in the spiritual world. Unfortunately. So again, you just have to be careful. I'm not gonna spend much time on this live. I just wanted to come on here and vent a little bit, but about that situation in particularly. But man, that shit was foul. That's terrible. That is really terrible. I know she was talking big shit. I know. She was talking big shit. Made that nigga hop about his whip. And he's so mad walking up on her. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought he was fucking with her, you know what I mean, on the side type shit. You know what I'm saying? I know I did when I first heard the story. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, what the fuck? Was he fucking the bitch? And she goddamn, well, I'm going to tell your wife. You wait till I show her all the text messages and shit like that. I'm thinking it's some shit like that. But no, man, that shit was on some other level shit. You know what I mean? That's when you know. You know what I mean? That shit was really, you know what I'm saying? He was really that dude. You know what I'm saying? He was really him. Because only some shit like that can happen to a motherfucker like that. You know what I'm saying? If he's really him. If he was on some play shit, he'd probably still be alive, fucking all the women in the church. Still standing up preaching this shit. Them motherfuckers don't die. They don't shit happen to them motherfuckers. They just yeah, because they live a lie any goddamn way. So yeah, demon ain't got no use for him. The demon is using them for his purpose to really, bring an evil tone to the churches. You know what I'm saying? They be used. They be used. You know what I mean? A lot of preachers, a lot of pastors, man, they be used, man. That's very awful. And then they be seduced, you know what I mean, by the money. You know what I'm saying? The power, the influence, you know what I'm saying? All of that weird shit really is really weird as fuck. I know growing up as a child, seeing the shit that I was seeing, you can't fool me with that bullshit. Ain't a motherfucker walking around this earth. Shit can fool me with that bullshit. Nah, you don't fool Terrence Freeman. You might fool another motherfucker, but not this one. No, this one different. I'm built different. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's really an unfortunate situation, being as real as he was and putting together so many community events and really hands-on helping. He get called home. But these sorry motherfuckers back here acting and walking all over the stage, switching and shit, bullshitting it. Man, these motherfuckers still get to stay here and keep on doing the same old fuck shit. Oh, man, that's rough. That's rough. That's why some people done hit me in my mailbox talking about some goddamn man of God and this and giving me titles and trying to, no, don't do that with me. Yeah, please don't do that shit with me. I mean, I get where you're at with it because, I am a truth teller and I speak in regards to certain issues and topics that most motherfuckers wouldn't dare. You know what I'm saying? They acting like they men of God, but they wouldn't talk about shit even on this live. Any of my lives, period, just in life. Fuck the lives. Just in real time, ain't no motherfucker like me. And I know it. So yeah, ain't nowhere in the fuck. Somebody, done all this in the community that he has done, and get caught up in that type of situation. You know what I mean? That's very, very unfortunate. So again, condolences, to him, Pastor Floyd, I think his name is, condolences, to that brother and the family that he leaves behind, unfortunately, to a very unfortunate situation. But again, you can't win an argument with a woman. I don't give a fuck where you having this argument at. Yeah, it can be. They could have had the argument right outside the goddamn church doors. It wouldn't have mattered. You ain't gonna win that argument at all. So again, you have to be cognizant of who you are and the light that you carry, because the demon can't wait to put that motherfucker out. And if you have to put your ass out in totality with it, that's what's gonna happen. Who's there? What's up, bro? Hey, Earl, what's up, man? What's up, fam? What's up, bro? Yeah, man, I'm just on here. I didn't even want to stay on here long. I was just, I'd seen the YouTube video of the pastor that unfortunately lost his life in regards to, I guess from what they're saying, arguing over religion. But I'm sure it was much more than that. I'm definitely sure it was way further than, it wasn't just about was Jesus real or the Bible was real or no shit like that. It was more so her addressing him because he was there at a bar, whether he was eating and maybe he was drinking, maybe he wasn't drinking. It don't even really matter for her to see, for a demon to come in that motherfucker's ear and just whisper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, look at him over there laughing and enjoying himself. He ain't got no business here. He's supposed to be Mr. Pastor, Mr. Righteous Man, but he hanging out in the, you know what I'm saying? I was basically just talking about how demons you know what I mean, how evil spirits, man, can lurk, you know what I'm saying, amongst certain territories that we sometimes, unfortunately, will put ourselves in. And, yeah, man, I just hate that, he lost his life, behind that shit. But again, out of all the works and the good deeds that he did, it was coming. If it didn't come through her, it was going to come through somebody else. Matter of fact, it would have even came through one of the young men that he was helping within the church organizations or just whatever he was, doing for the city and things of that nature. It's going to come. You know what I mean? Because you're too righteous. You know what I'm saying? And you're real about it. So, and it appeared to me that he was really one of those real, people that wanted to, really help and help the city of Memphis, because, that city has gone through a lot. So yeah, man, I was just touching bases on that. So yeah, man, that's very sad. Situation. Pastors are human too. They can hang out in places like that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Because even though if he was having a drink or if he wasn't having a drink, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't none of her goddamn business. But I'm sure she called him out, and I saw the her picture that she took, when they take a picture at you when they arrest your ass. And she didn't have, it was no remorse on her face, you know what I'm saying, in regards to her even shooting him, you know what I mean? And I get it that he was a, pretty big guy, approaching her, but also in the video that I seen, it was as if she baited him, you know what I'm saying? And again, he has to understand his position and who he is and not, get triggered by somebody that's basically baiting you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all she did. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. And of course, he got out of his vehicle and he approached her. And by him weighing whatever he weighed and as big of a guy that she is, it's a possibility that she will get off on self-defense. You know what I mean? I don't know the stand your ground laws. I don't know, for that city of Memphis. I haven't looked into it, but I do know that she could possibly, even get off on that shit. And it's like, you just slayed this man, but you know what I'm saying? You recording the tag of him, but at the end of the day, and that's the thing, bro. That's why, well, you know what I'm saying? That's why I was getting away from old girl up in New Jersey, bro. Like, I'm not finna argue with you. One, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, however you want to move, I'm fine with it. Like, go ahead and however you want to do. You know what I mean? Just be out here free willing. I wouldn't give a shit. It's just not conducive to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that shit, bro. Like, no, let the streets have you. If you want to be out there, be out there. I'm cool with it. I swear I'm not fucked up with it. All I want to do is get the hell away from you. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You're not right within. So since you ain't right within, why in the fuck should I stand around and deal with you? No, I'm finna get the fuck on. And she tried, stirring up arguments and shit like that. Like, no, that ain't what I'm finna do. You're not finna get me caught up in that shit at all. So again, you're not gonna win that battle. You're not gonna win that argument, with the female, and you got to walk away. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if you a pastor or a nigga in the streets. You know what I mean? I don't care what your title is. Your title does not overthrow a woman when she's upset. I don't care, and she could be in the wrong. It don't matter who's right or wrong. In her mind, I'm right regardless. You know what I mean? You can again throw out valid points as to, to appease the situation or try to, man, no, that shit is not going. You know what I mean? So again, I personally, people can call me a player. They can call me a pimp. They can call me, I don't give a fuck what people call me. All I know is if a female ain't right, I'm getting the fuck on ASAP. I'm not wasting no time, you know what I'm saying, at all. You know what I mean? So if somebody see me with 20 women, don't stop thinking that the shit is gravy out here, because it's really not. You know what I mean? Some people's spirits are really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And they'll throw that shit off on you know what I'm saying? And being who you are as a peaceful person, and you don't even want the drama, Man, that shit, man, look, that shit can spiral out of control. It's a bunch of motherfuckers behind bars, behind arguing with a female or being in some type of domestic dispute. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, this pastor, what's his name, Pastor Floyd, he lost his life behind the shit, and it wasn't even his wife. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't even his side piece or none of that shit. You know what I mean? Just some female, random female, off in the goddamn bar, see him in there and she want to pass judgment. You know what I mean? So like, nah, man, like you said, he should be able to go there. If they got good food, shit, he should be able to go off in there and have something to eat and not be judged. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like you said, bro, everybody is human. You know what I mean? No matter what their title is or their professions and things of that nature, everybody is human. So to judge someone in regards to being out at 12 midnight at a bar, getting some food, or again, even if he had a drink or not, it shouldn't have mattered to you. Mind your motherfucking business. But again, she couldn't mind her business because obviously she had some drinks. And again, that drinking shit, it bears spirits. You know what I'm saying? That's why I drink light. I drink like a motherfucker. I stopped that shit way when I was younger. You know what I mean? Because I knew I was waking up in jail behind the shit. You know what I mean? I'm waking up sober than a motherfucker in jail, looking like, how the fuck did I get here? You know what I'm saying? So again, people have to be mindful of even their intake. You know what I mean? Because best believe, you open yourself up to many spirits. You know what I'm saying? To be able to come in and speak to you and speak to your mind and take full control over your body, over your avatar. And there your ass is, one in jail, one in the grave. That's how this shit go on a spiritual level. You know what I'm saying? The shit that we can't physically see. You know what I mean? That's how this shit go. So yeah, man, it's rough. It's rough out here, and people have to become more aware of who they are. And like you said, yeah, me personally, if I was a pastor though, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't have been there. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, not what motherfuckers is drinking at. No. Mama told me Martin Luther King used to go to like the pool halls and shit like that, and he would collect guns, and all that type of shit. Yeah. Even Martin Luther King, I wouldn't even want to be Martin Luther King walking up in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I know once that alcohol is in your system, man, that's a whole different world. You know what I'm saying? I've DJ'd in clubs and managed them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So like, nah, man, that's a different world, man. Yeah, there ain't no pastor got no business being nowhere remotely near them motherfuckers when they drinking and shit, man. Yeah, including TDJs. At a Diddy party or just whatever. If he was there, I don't know if that's true, but if he was there, yeah, you ain't got no business. Yeah, you can't play in the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Because that's essentially what you're doing. You're really playing in the darkness. And you really opening yourself up to some shit that can occur. You know what I'm saying? At any given moment. So it's very dangerous, if you have this light and you playing in the dark. And not saying that that's what he was on. He was probably there just getting something to eat and, I'm going to go on home after this type shit. But again, when you're around people that's drinking, that's too many unclean fucking spirits that can enter their mind and body. And everybody ain't got no control over that shit. I didn't have no control over that shit. Again, I woke up my black ass in jail. On the bench behind bars, looking crazier than a motherfucker. You know what I mean? No, man, that shit'll take you over. Had you doing some ridiculous shit out here, and again, done destroyed your life and possibly someone else's life. No, drinking ain't what a motherfucker make it out to be. And a lot of people needs to become more aware of that. Again, some of those liquor companies pray over and cast spells with their alcohol brands. You know what I'm saying? So the shit gets really deep when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's why it's a liquor store on damn near every corner still, even here in the city of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been back. Again, our communities are surrounded by it. Why? We have to ask that question. What the fuck is really going on? Who plotted this? Who planned this? You know what I'm saying? We saw that shit in the movie. I think it was was it when I forgot, one of them old movies, it wasn't Baby Boy. I think it was Boys in the Hood. You know what I'm saying? Where the guy was schooling the young people in regards to. So yeah, this is some old shit. But again, it's not old when it's on our corners today still. Like, no, this shit is still going on. And again, most of us are not being taught it. Most of us are not being educated in regards to what is going on within our communities and the liquor companies that are provided within our communities and what they promote to us as the popular drink for black culture. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta start thinking. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start really thinking and using our mind much more better. And again, like you said, he honestly, he have a right to go wherever he want. But again, there are consequences in regards to surrounding yourself around people that's drinking or high. You know what I mean? I don't go around motherfuckers that just get high all day. Or, you know what I mean? Okay, you smoke weed. Okay, cool. I still got to keep an eye on you. But, you might do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't hanging around no motherfuckers doing whatever the fuck is out here. Motherfuckers smoking crack and shit, and meth and just whatever the fuck they doing. Yeah, I don't want to go around, and I ain't no damn pastor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no pastor, no preacher, no none of that shit. I ain't a deacon, I ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just me, but I know goddamn well I ain't going around certain motherfuckers. Yeah, I ain't doing that shit. So yeah, man, it's a rough situation overall. And again, she looked so cocky on that picture. So her lips look like her lips is made like she talk hella shit. You know what I'm saying? I looked at her lips on the mug shot. You know what I'm saying? Her lips were like, I was like, damn. In her eyes, I looked in her eyes, bro. She really felt vindicated. You know what I mean? Again, so she was used. You know what I mean? To take a prominent, you know what I'm saying, human being up out of this earth. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. And if she and let me tell you something, bitch, if you looking at this video, let me tell you, if I'm ever in Memphis, and you get off on this case, I'm letting you know I ain't no preacher, no pastor, and I ain't finna argue or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But before I let you shoot me out, if I was him, yeah, preacher or not, me, even if I was, I'd have backed that motherfucking truck and ran your ass over. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, because you goddamn antagonizing me and shit like that. Let me give you something. Yeah, I go to jail for it, but still, bitch, yeah, you going to be fucked up behind it. Yeah, if you can walk again. Yeah, running up behind my motherfucking vehicle. Shit, I would have said, I'd have said this bitch is threatening my goddamn life. Yeah, this motherfucker is approaching my vehicle. I don't know this woman from the man in the moon. She's real argumentative. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to pull up, back up. She won't let me out. Yeah, I'd have ran your ass over. Yeah, you better not let me be in Memphis and be behind the wheel. I'm not dying behind your ass. I don't give a fuck. Fuck the demon that's in you, in any other evil spirit and all that shit. Yeah, and I'm not abusive to women, but I'd be damned if I let you take my life. Yeah, you're not finna take my life at all. No, you didn't give it to me. Yeah, I didn't pop out your goddamn womb, so you ain't finna take my goddamn life. And I'm gonna give you plenty of space. You know what I mean? As he was doing, to be honest, on some real shit. Bro was in his vehicle taking off, and she was still behind him with the cell phone. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that gives him, any authority to walk up on her or approach her or no shit like that. To me, he should have just stayed, being who he was as a pastor and all that, he should have just stayed in his vehicle and drove off on that hoe. You know what I mean? I would have. If I was a pastor type shit, you know what I'm saying? I would have just drove off on her ass, you know what I'm saying? He should have never got out of that vehicle. But again, caught up in emotions and shit like that, and from whatever the fuck she was saying. Because, women know how to hit you below the belt. You know what I'm saying? Man, them motherfuckers will destroy you with words. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be careful fucking with them in any kind of way. Because they know how to hit you just where it hurt. You know what I mean? So, you have to just get away from them. I've been doing it for years. Yeah, I'm getting the. You ain't got to. I'm not gonna be on no news for no domestic shit. And if I do, the bitch lied. Trust that, cause Taryn Freeman was getting clean away from your ass. I was giving you plenty goddamn space. Yeah, cause I know if you get me to that point, this shit going wrong. Yeah, this shit. Yeah, it ain't gonna be me. Yeah, I ain't going. You not shooting me. Fuck you. Yeah, it ain't no. You gonna be in trouble fucking with me. So yeah, I ain't with none of that bullshit. That's negative energy. That's toxicity at its best. And again, I'm not gonna be baited by no woman. Or a nigga even, you know what I'm saying? Because you got the upper hand, you know what I'm saying? Here it is, I'm unarmed. You already got a weapon, so you talking the most shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you talking hella shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know you're prepared. You're baiting me into a situation to ultimately take my life. Because that's what just happened to his ass down there. That's exactly what happened to him. She totally, she obliterated his ass with them goddamn words to bait him because she was ready. He wasn't ready. Pastor Floyd was not ready for that shit at all. Never in 1,000 years would he would have thought that if he got out his car and told her, bitch, stop recording my motherfucking license plate. If you don't get your ass from by my motherfucking car. And then she up on, he grabbed the phone, because he emotional. He grabbed the phone, give me this motherfucking phone, throw that bitch. And she add his ass out. A split second. Nah, man. Nah, hell nah. Fuck that shit, man. Nah, that's rough. But anyway, I'm going to get off this live, man. I done spoken up to this situation. Again, your family, friends, and loved one, if they're out and about, and if you really love them, tell them the truth. You know what I mean? Or show them this goddamn live. I wouldn't give a fuck how you reach them. You know what I'm saying? But please be aware that certain people that carry themselves a certain way, that is of good deeds, because no one's perfect. But if they're doing, good things in society and in life, and if you're and you don't even have to be, community based as he was, please know that you are a disturbance to darkness. Your light is a disturbance to darkness. That movie Poltergeist, back in the day, that we seen on TV, and that little girl was trapped in that TV in darkness. And that lady kept telling her, come to the light, Caroline. Caroline, come to the light. That's some real shit. Don't get it fucked up. The movies ain't just movies. That's all I'm going to say to this shit. If you hold any type of light within you, yeah, you should be able to go where you please and have a sit down and eat and, again, enjoy a drink if you drink a little bit. Or, again, in his case, he may not have drunk anything. Don't matter. You cannot go your ass into that dark world. Just can't be around it. You can't. Nothing's good's gonna come up out of that situation. Because you can't always see it. You can't always detect in a drinking environment or somebody using drugs around you. You can't always detect it because your guard is let down. You can't detect it all the time. But that motherfucker is moving. That demon is moving. And he getting in motherfucker's ear. Go over there and tell that motherfucking pastor, you ain't got no business with your ass in here, no way. You supposed to be a man of God. Fuck wrong with you? You all up in here. Yeah, you know she went in on him. Pissed that man off. Baited him to take his life. All the way out to his motherfucking vehicle. She was ready to take his life. When she walked up on his vehicle, that ain't no small ass nigga. That wasn't no small pastor or whatever. Man, that man down in Memphis, that motherfucker looked like Shaquille O'Neal stepping out that big ass SUV. But again, that's how a woman can be used. Or a man can be used. Anybody can be used to goddamn tempt you into doing something to them. Or ultimately just trying to get a reaction out of you. Just to take your life. Is it premeditated murder? I don't know. I don't know how the courts will look at it. But I do know this. People have to be very careful when they do more, when they good deeds outweigh they bad. Because everything is drawn to the light. Everything. Good and evil. So yeah. Again, we must know and we must understand that a lot of these liquor companies that's out here cast spells upon those liquor, the liquor that they sell, the brand that they're pushing, especially to the black community. And they've been doing it. Those scientists get in labs and mix that shit down and serve it to us. And they know that it's mind altering and what it can do. Again, that's why it's a liquor store on every goddamn corner. Let us be very cognizant of it. Let us become more aware. Let's study our community and what is really suppressing us in every way. On that note, I'm out. Y'all take care. Oh yeah, happy Friday. Later on, y'all. Peace and love. I'm out.